Hey, it's Mark, and here's what I'm thinking about today. Lately, there's been a lot of controversy about a number of Dr. Seuss books being banned for portraying racial stereotypes. Well, I've got to tell you, I've been feeling pretty guilty because I've been projecting stereotypical behavior on the Germans. Over the years, I've said that the Germans have no sense of humor, and I'm sure they do. Yeah, right. Come on, they're Germans. Anyway, my friend Paula Roth, who worked with me on Laverne and Shirley, and then she did Perfect Strangers and a bunch of other shows, was given the unenviable task of making the Germans laugh.
Hey, Paula.
Hey, Mark.
So Paula, when I was 50, I wound up without representation, and an agent friend who I asked if could help out said to me that he couldn't get work for the actors he had signed who were 50 and over. What would he tell them if he signed me? You had a similar situation.
I had exactly the same situation. After Perfect Strangers went away,
Right?
and I did a pilot that didn't sell, I
Right.
was unemployable.
At some point, though, after 50, a little miracle happened for you.
It was. The phone rang one day, thank you God, and it was my new agent. And he said, I have great news for you. The people at Sony know your work. They're very anxious to be in business with you, to which I replied, okie dokie.
Wow.
He said, oh, one more thing. It's Sony in Germany. I went, I don't know.
Whoa.
He said, they're here and they'd like to take you to breakfast at the Chateau Marmont, to which I replied, I could eat. And long story short, I created a show for German television called Mein Leben und Ich, which ironically was about two girls.
Oh.
And a dreamer, a realist. You
No
getting
way.
where I'm going with this? Yeah.
Why weren't they just hiring German writers?
Because there was this little thing called the Holocaust.
Yes.
And they got rid of all the funny people. There were just not enough Jews to make a comedy. They just didn't have them.
So this was their idea of reparations. This was
You got it, babe. And
and you didn't have to go to Germany.
I went to Germany twice. Once at the beginning of the show, and once for the wrap party, and nothing in between. Never had to speak to an actor.
And you had a writing staff here?
I did. I had a bunch of American writers who were in the same boat as I, who couldn't get arrested.
So you would send scripts over to Germany.
Right. We would, at the beginning of the season, we would have, excuse me, a phone meeting with John Barber,
Okay.
my two German producers, and me, and we would pitch out the stories.
Story meeting. Cool.
What's extraordinary about these German producers is that their English was flawless.
Cool.
Beautiful English, and they were funny in English.
Oh.
How is that possible to be funny in another language?
They were they were the last two funny guys in Germany. So there you go.
Probably.
Okay.
And it was, I loved working with John Barber because he would pitch something and I would say, no, John, the way you do that story is X, Y, Z. And he'd go, oh, you're so good. You're so smart. And I just figured, no, I have a good memory. I know how to do this. Been here, done this.
Yes, because as we know, there are 7 stories.
Exactly.
And it's just a question of how you tell those 7 stories to fool people that you've done 200 episodes. If you dig down deep, it's either The Rent is Due or Wrong X-Ray or some version of those 7.
Or as Gary would say, it's the hottest day of the year.
Not only would he say it's the hottest day of the year, and what used to drive me crazy, this used to drive me crazy. Gary Marshall used to make you put up a sign that said, it's the hottest day of the year. So not only were people sweating and wiping their brow, but there had to be either a big thermometer or there was a sign in the pizza bowl that said, welcome veterinarians on the hottest day of the year. And it turns out he was right.
Because like he always said, a sign saves you 3 pages of dialogue. Come on.
And yes is faster than no. He taught those are 2 big lessons.
And never write a scene that says I love you in it. Show that they love each other. Don't write it. And never write those terrible 2 words, oh no.
Oh no. Yeah.
Because he would write fuck you if he ever saw that.
Besides the joy of Germany because you weren't dealing with actors. What everything about it appealing stories do you have from your time in America?
Well, I have one. Everything about it is appealing story, and it's not about an actor. It's about when I worked on Love Boat. We would meet with freelancers at least once a week, and Michael Warren called me in one day. It was my turn to do the nightmare of listening to stories and
Right.
smiling and nodding and saying, "Oh, we're already doing
We're
that.
doing,
I'm
sorry, we're
sorry.
doing that.
We're doing that." So he said, "Now I just want to warn you about this one guy who's coming in to pitch today. He was in an accident." And I'm thinking, holy shit.
Oh my God.
He lost his thumb.
Yeah.
It had to be amputated. But good news for him, they've replaced his thumb with his big toe.
Check, please.
So he
I
has
can't. I got to get out of here.
fingers and a toe.
Yeah.
And I could not tell you, if my life depended upon it, what this guy pitched, because all I could do was look at him and go, "That's a toe on this finger there. That's not a
Oh
thumb." I
man.
felt so bad for the guy. I really did.
It's
We
a
didn't
medical.
buy anything
It's a
from him.
medical miracle,
It is,
but
but
you just want to go. What's on your hand?
exactly.
You know, it sure smells.
Exactly.
Why does your hand smell like socks?
That what Gary taught us was the most important thing, which is that life is more important than show business.
However, if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you need a joke to get Mrs. Babish out of the room, and your wife is home with the flu,
I have a fix, babe. I did this once on,
yes,
I can't remember what show it was on, might have been Happy Days. I said, I will start removing pieces of clothing until we get this joke.
we'll get it
And I did.
tomorrow. We'll get it tomorrow
Huh?
morning.
No, we got that frickin' joke. Luckily,
Oh,
it was
okay.
winter. I
Okay.
didn't have to show my breasts, which I am accused of doing, but I don't remember ever doing that.
It took a lot of therapy, but I have gotten over it.
Oh, shut up.
I think you did flash once.
I think I did too, but it was a desperation move on my part.
Yeah, I think we did get to go home. We got
was
the joke. I
amazing.
think we got the joke and went home.
What was amazing was that having spent all that time together and gone through all that pain together, we still like each other. We still
Yeah.
liked each other. I guess it was that bunker mentality. It was us
It
against
was
them. And
there was something to it. Cool,
it was,
Paula.
what, honey bunch?
This was great.
Oh, my pleasure. I love you, Marky. I really do. I would love to talk to you anytime.
There's no people like show people. They smile when they are lost.